Today we're breaking down one of the most alarming and revealing sets of stories of Trump's second term. Stories that expose a government operating behind closed doors, beyond oversight, and increasingly without restraint. We're starting in Oregon, where ICE is trying to build a deportation hub on a storm-battered runway in a tsunami zone. Then we'll turn to the administration's extraordinary attempt to bully the International Criminal Court into rewriting its own rules to shield Trump from war crimes investigations. We'll look at medical chaos caused by ICE's unremovable tracking devices, the disturbing rise of agents disabling home security cameras during raids, a federal judge slamming Trump for trying to federalize California's National Guard, the dismantling of the Save Student Loan Program, the Democratic flip of Miami's mayor race, the nationwide medical danger caused by ICE trackers on pregnant women. This is In the Know, unredacted. Let's get into it. We begin on the Oregon coast, in a town of only 10,000 people, where ICE is trying to force through one of the most shocking detention projects in the country. Newport, Oregon, known for fishing boats, sea lions, and storm waves that crash over the jetty, is now the target of ICE's newest plan, a 200-bed deportation hub hidden on an active Coast Guard base. The proposal reads like satire. Tents on a freezing coastline, people held up to 10 days with no recreation yard, not even toilets, not enough space, not enough medical access, by ICE's own admission. And when contractors told ICE flat out that the plan cannot meet federal care standards, ICE didn't fix it. They didn't redesign it. They simply said, we'll waive the standards. The design looks less like a detention facility and more like a conveyor belt. Arrest people across a 350-mile radius, funnel them into a hidden compound, deprive them of support systems, then roll planes directly to the hangar and deport them before anyone knows who was taken. Local officials were blindsided. The mayor denounced the plan. The town's congresswoman can't get answers, and a federal judge already had to block ICE from pushing out Coast Guard rescue operations, the very teams that pulled drowning fishermen out of the Pacific. This is the template: secrecy, speed, and a system engineered so that the public never sees human beings caught inside it. And that brings us to a different kind of secrecy, one happening on the global stage. The Trump administration is threatening the International Criminal Court with sanctions unless it agrees to something unprecedented, rewriting its own founding document to ensure Trump can never be prosecuted. The demands are staggering. Drop investigations into Israeli officers, end all probes into U.S. actions in Afghanistan, amend the court's authorities so Trump and his top officials are permanently shielded from future changes. Legal experts say the panic is clear. After the U.S. killed more than 80 people in boat strikes across Latin America, international prosecutors have openly discussed possible scrutiny in 2029. So instead of facing accountability, the administration is trying to rig the global legal system in advance. The U.S. isn't even an ICC member, yet Trump wants to veto power over who can be prosecuted. This is not diplomacy. This is power trying to preempt justice, and it should be one of the biggest stories in the world. But while the battle plays out internationally, a different crisis is unfolding inside American hospitals. Doctors across the country are sounding the alarm about ICE's alternatives to detention trackers, ankle monitors, and wrist devices placed on more than 180,000 immigrants. Here's the part almost no one knows. They cannot be removed. Not by doctors, not in emergencies, not even during life-saving surgery. Hospitals say they have no phone number to call, no guidance, no way to get permission. The people are terrified that if a device is cut off, ICE will arrest them or take their child. One woman in Colorado arrived at the ER in active labor. Her tracker was dying, beeping loudly as she panicked that ICE would come for her. Doctors realized she needed an emergency C-section, but surgical protocol requires all metal be removed from the body. They had no instructions, no clearance, no way to reach ICE. They eventually had to cut off the device while the woman cried, begging them not to take her baby away. Another woman with preeclampsia risked losing circulation in her arm if she swelled suddenly. She begged doctors not to remove her monitor because she believed ICE would separate her from her newborn. Hospitals say this is happening over and over, and ICE's response? Outsourced the program to a private prison corporation whose tracking technology literally began as cattle monitoring, and the plan to expand it to millions more people. This isn't public safety. This is cruelty built into policy, and that cruelty is visible in another video now going viral. Security footage shows two ICE agents walking toward a home. plain clothes, tactical gear, masks on. Before they even knock, one agent reaches up and shoves the family's home security camera to a point at the sky. No warrant displayed, no announcement, just the removal of the only accountability the family had. As one Cato Institute expert put it, masks weren't enough. They wanted zero record of their behavior. This is the backdrop for one of the largest ICE crackdowns since Trump returned to office. Afghan refugees, including evacuees brought here under Operation Allies Welcome, are being arrested during check-ins, rescreenings, and home visits. When federal agents start disabling cameras before knocking, the question becomes unavoidable. What are they hiding? And courts are beginning to push back. A federal judge has blocked Donald Trump from federalizing the California National Guard and deploying troops into Los Angeles, and the ruling was scathing. The Trump administration claimed that protests against ICE raids constituted an insurrection. Judge Charles Breyer called the argument absurd and wrote, "The only check they want is a blank one." The ruling reaffirms that a president cannot seize control of a state's military forces simply because people are protesting his policies. It's a major blow to Trump's expanding executive power and a sign that courts may be one of the last guardrails standing. But while the judiciary is holding the line, millions of Americans are being hit directly in the wallet. The Trump administration has destroyed the SAVE student loan program, the one that cut payments for low-income borrowers, stopped interest rates from exploding, and gave millions a real path out of debt. Gone. Payments are going up, forgiveness timelines are being reversed, budget plans that millions built their lives around have been detonated overnight, and the administration is bragging about it. Not only that, Trump's one big beautiful bill will end every existing repayment plan by 2026. Standard plan or nothing. No safety nets, no income-based alternatives until after the current system is fully dismantled. This is not reform. This is sabotage. But in one corner of the country, there was a rare political backlash. For the first time in 30 years, Miami has elected a Democratic mayor. And not by a little. Eileen Higgins won by almost 20 points in a city Trump carried in 2024. Her opponent embraced Trump's immigration crackdown, deportation agenda, and assault on TPS protections, and lost big in a city that is 50% foreign-born. Grassroots groups made more than 300,000 phone calls, immigrant families mobilized, young voters turned out in force. The result was not subtle. Miami rejected Trump's second-term agenda. That's today's full breakdown. The stories shaping the country, the stories happening behind closed doors, and the stories most people won't even hear in one place. If this helped you stay informed, make sure you follow and turn on alerts so you never miss a briefing. I'll be back tomorrow with more In the Know, unredacted.